Hey, how's it going? My name is Lauren May and welcome to this video. Today is going to be the first Europe trip vlog that I share with you. It's not quite going to be in vlog style. A lot of it is just me pointing a camera at the things that we're doing, hence why I have to sit down and kind of explain it to you. My Japan trip vlogs were a lot like that too, so it's very similar, so you'll know the drill if you've seen those. So let's get straight into it and I'll start with my first bit of my trip. So the first bit of my trip was a top deck tour. So me and my friend, we left Australia. We spent 24 hours traveling to London. We stayed in London a night and then 6 a.m. the next morning we started our top deck tour. Our top deck tour went from London to Paris, spent a couple of days in Paris, then went to Switzerland, spent a couple of days in Switzerland, then went to Pisa for an afternoon, then Florence for the rest of that day and the next morning, then to Rome for a couple of days, and then to Venice for a night, then Munich for a night, then Berlin for a couple of days, then Amsterdam for a couple of days, and then coming home. So it was a 14-day trip, and so this vlog will be sharing with you the first 3 or 4 days, which is Paris and Switzerland. I'm going to try and break this up as evenly as I can so that these videos aren't super long, because that would just be a lot. So yeah, we traveled, so I've got a bit of footage that I'll be showing of us traveling. Just like the plane landing in Hong Kong and us on the plane. The actual first bit of footage that I have of our top deck tour is when we crossed from Dover to Calais on the ferry, and I have a shot here of the White Cliffs of Dover, which were insanely awesome. I think a shot from an Avengers movie was shot in the castle that's like on top of the hill, which is really cool. Can't remember what it is, but that's cool. So the first night in Paris, we did a driving tour around Paris, and then we had a picnic under the Eiffel Tower, which is insanely cool. We had these big platters. I'll insert a picture or you'll see what I'm talking about. There was a savory platter and a sweet platter, and we kind of just like got in groups and ate it under the tower. Like, it was really cool. I can't even like describe that as a first night. Like, just being able to just chill, get to know the people we're traveling with, and just eat awesome French food and French inspired food. And then after that we went on a river cruise along the Seine, I think is how you say it. It took us like a specific route, not sure what it was, but we got to see like Notre Dame, we got to see lots of cool other buildings. And then it looped back around to the Eiffel Tower. And what was really cool is that because of the timing, we actually got to see the Eiffel Tower sparkle, because at that time it was nighttime, obviously, and it was sparkling. So I got a really cool boomerang. You'll be seeing that as I'm talking. I think that's awesome. Like, how cool is that? We got to see it sparkle, and it looks literally like diamonds on a velvet blanket. Like, I can't even describe it. Or like twinkling lights, like, oh, it was so beautiful and a lovely way to end the first night in Paris. The next day, which was our free day in Paris, so we could basically do whatever we wanted throughout the day. A group of us decided to band together and just like wander around on our own. We each had like a couple things we wanted to see, and so we did them together. The first thing that we went to see is, now I'm going to butcher this, and I'm sorry for all of the butchering that I do in this video, but I try really hard. The Arc de la Triomphe, the big arch that's really famous. What I didn't know is that there's actually lots of arcs arches in Paris, but this one is the most famous. We tried to get cute pictures in front of it. Mine didn't turn out as cute as I'd hoped, but you know, you try. Then we kind of walked around, we got lunch, we got crepes, like all of that kind of stuff, and then we kind of walked to the Louvre. The Louvre is kind of this huge ass building. Didn't realize how big it was, but there's like a garden in front of it. So we walked through there. Really cool. Didn't realize that like sitting in front of a fountain and watching it was a thing that Parisian people did, but hey, you know, each their own. And so yeah, we just explored the day, got to do lots of cool things, touristy things, all that fun stuff. And then later that night we went to a cabaret, which, oh my gosh, saying that I've been to a cabaret in Paris is just, I think it's really cool. It was really entertaining. It was funny. It was like passionate. It was just like so much talent. Like I can't even describe it. There was this one scene with a bathtub and it was like, I don't even know how to describe it, but it was awesome and I loved it. It was great. So the next morning we hopped on the bus and went towards Switzerland. Where we were staying was this little village called Ladderbrunnen, I think is how you say it. It's a big top deck hub, as it were, like the place where we stayed in Ladderbrunnen. There's like a whole story behind it, which I won't go into, but yeah, like this is where a lot of top deck tours stop when they go around Europe. So it was really cool. There was lots of other groups there. The scenery, oh my gosh, I could stare at it all day. Like even just in the campsite that we were in, there was like these huge cliffs like surrounding us. There was like the view of the huge Alp mountains with snow in front of us. There was like a waterfall down the side. Like it is insanely beautiful and I loved it. So the next day we had an optional activity to go up Jungfrau, which is one of the major mountains in the area. And so the footage you're seeing now is of the train ride up. So you have to take like a train from Ladderbrunnen to like mostly to the top, and then you have to switch trains and go like right to the top where like the the building at the top of the mountain is. What's cool about the hub at the top of the mountain is there's so much to do there. There's a lint factory. So that was really cool. There's an ice palace. Which was really cool. There's like views to like see all the outside. There's even like places to go in the snow.
This is so stressful. Look at that drop. So I'm totally on top of a mountain right now. This is super cool. It's like insane. It's very bright. It's very cold.
What I found out later, and I'm so upset I didn't see it when we were there, but apparently you could even go like skiing and snowboarding up there, because that day that we went it was like good weather, but I didn't know about it and I'm really sad because that would have been awesome. But I had an amazing day. I was just staring at mountains and snow all day, and I praise God for his creativity because it was amazing. Took so many photos and the photos just don't do it justice. So that comes to the end of this first part 1 of my Europe trip videos. I hope you enjoyed this brief description of what we did on the first couple of days of our trip. Stay tuned for the more videos because we did so much in the 5 weeks that we were away. We did the top deck trip, we did a cruise, I went to see my family. Like, there's so much that we did, and so definitely stay tuned, and you can do that by subscribing so that you can be notified every time that I upload a video. I hope you have a wonderful day, and don't forget to hug someone today. Bye!